and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then. Don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run. So you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Film My Run, on Twitter at Film My Run, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax and watch me do all the hard work.
Right on! Anytime!
Let's go.
Right on!
Let's go. Right, today I get my easy run. I am not racing today. I am not. If you see me start to race, shout at me because I am not racing today. I am taking it very easy. I'm having a nice easy ride for 8 kilometres and all I am doing is gratuitously collecting XP points, double XP points. I should really have joined the GTN interval session this evening, but it felt too much like hard work, if I'm honest. And I need a recovery run. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't put chat on, hang on. So bear with me while I get the chat going. So I've got YouTube up and Facebook. Heart rate, yes. Camera 2, yes. Thanks, Jonathan. And let's get the whole thing a bit clearer. There we are. And hello, Joe. Hello, Gordon Gaming. Gordon Gaming, hello to you. Right. So, like I say, we're having a jolly today. We're going around the track. It's 8 kilometres. I don't want to race. Please don't tell me I've got to race. I'm not racing. Annoyingly, though, it is around the track. But that's good because that means we can see everybody. Al Gore, Vice President of the United States. Thank you very much for your ride on. I don't think it is him, but it'd be fun if it was, wouldn't it? And yeah, so after a heavy few days, 7 days or so of doing some fairly fast runs, it is definitely recovery run time. So 8 kilometres of chill out, basically. So if you want to chat, if you've got questions you want to ask me, go for it, because I am not working hard tonight. Vidar says, don't rate. Thank you, I'm not racing. Christoph says, hello, Stephen, have a good run. And Joe says he had his recovery run today as well. So, yeah, really good. Good to just, you know, some people call it junk miles, but it's very rare that you actually do junk miles, because you can always say there's a genuine reason for your run, and I have a genuine reason for running slow today, and it is recovery. It is giving my body a chance to rest. I do run a lot on Zwift, so I just need to do this occasionally. CYR Revo, thanks very much for the ride on, and Bonham, thank you.
Ride on!
Amazingly though, even though I haven't had the heater on, it's really warm in here. And Alyssa Henning, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
And Tangvig as well, thank you.
Ride on!
If you're brand new to Zwift and you have no idea what's going on, this is Watopia. It's the track in Watopia. It's a virtual world that we're running in, but everybody on the right there, listed on the right, is a real person in their own country, running in real time now in this group session or this group race. Anthony Lester has already lapped me, so he's going for it tonight. Christoph says he received his Run Smart treadmill sensor yesterday, installed it this morning, but needs to do more test runs. Although his son tried it and was quite happy with the paces. Good stuff. Well, yeah, that's the thing about the Run. It does take a bit of kind of testing to make sure you've got it properly set up. And once it is properly set up, it does seem to work very well. Hello, Ryan. Ryan Downey's joining us. And Jonathan is still annoyed because he hasn't got a treadmill. All those with serviceable treadmills suck, he says.
You suck!
Aaron Green, thank you for your ride on, my friend.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
That gave you a shock, didn't it? Sam, thank you.
Ride on!
Right, so we've nearly done a kilometre, look. It's flown by. I'm only doing 10 kilometers per hour. I will speed up a little bit. We've got Hodges from Wales in front of me. Shall we have a look at who's winning? Let's have a look at who's going the fastest. There's 1 kilometre up, 1 kilometre done. Right. Okay, so that's second place. That's 32nd. Where's first? So first is probably... Okay, we're going to have that problem, aren't we? So Laze, who is for some reason... Oh, he's running the shorter race. So Laze is probably in the lead of the shorter race. But I've no idea who's in the lead of the A race. Let's see who's going at a fast clip. Who's this one? Third. So Curtil from France is third at the moment. We'll give him a ride on. Or her. Is that a her? Let's have a look. Oh, it's difficult to tell, isn't it? All that bunched up. Anyway, there we are. Okay, we'll give them a ride on. So they're going at 4:24 per kilometre. So maybe it's Anthony, because he was going at a fair clip, wasn't he? Let's go round again and see if we can find Anthony. Everyone seems to be going at a fairly sedate pace. Everyone's just getting the extra points, aren't they? Nobody's actually racing. They're all just going for the extra points. Right, there's Anthony. Yeah, Anthony's in the lead, look. But he's in the lead of Group B. So he's going for the shorter run. So Anthony Lester, heart rate 161, 162, is going for the shorter run in Group B, but he's first place currently in the shorter run. So who is in first place for the faster run then? Because everybody's listed together, aren't they? Hodges. See, nobody in Group A seems to be going very fast. You've got Steen here. Right, Steen looks like he might be the Group A fastest. Curtil is third. Steen is fourth. And the first and second are in Group B. So it looks like Curtil and Steen are first and second in Group A. I think that's what's going on. But we'll find out when we get to about, is it 4 kilometres? Kurt is female, okay. So Kurt is female. Right, let's go a bit faster. Matt Dawson, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
And Tim Gross is chilling out after his effort. Just saw him pass me. Let's see if he's on the live stream. Yeah, so there's Tim Gross's live stream. He is doing, well, he's finished a session with the Global Triathlon Network, the GTN. And they started at 7 o'clock. There was over 100 runners in that. And so I think they finished, but Tim is just having a chill out extra few kilometres. So I'm currently 35th overall, but there are a lot of B group runners. So when they all disappear in a couple of kilometres' time, we'll see where we are, won't we? Not that I'm not racing. I am not racing. I will go a little bit faster than this as the run goes on. But I'm not going to race. Right, Tangvig is... Let's have a look. Oh, wrong keyboard. Tangvig. There's Price. He is seventh overall. So yeah, no, he's not leading. No, I'm pretty sure it's the other two that I got earlier on. So did anybody else take part in the GTN run that's just happened? And there's the Spanish run happening in about 20 minutes as well. And then there are more Watopia, Tour of Watopia is happening. G Elder, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
And M Price as well, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
6 kilometres to go, and almost 2 done. So I'll do another kilometre at this pace. I'm just aware that if I start bumping it up, if I start bumping the pace up, I'll start running and I'll start racing. And I've promised myself I won't do that today. I've promised myself I won't end up having an all-out battle with somebody at the end. There aren't many runners in today. Carl Watts is there, look. Well done, Carl. Give him a ride on. Hang on. Steve Beckett, thanks for the ride on, buddy.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
How long is it going to take for that to become annoying? I'm not going to use it very often, I promise. We will use it appropriately 2 or 3 times during a run. 3 or 4 times. I do like it. But you don't want it every single time, do you? Henrik says, thanks for yesterday's run, it was a tough one. Yes, Wednesday workout is always tough. Vidar says he went through a few of my how to run on Zwift videos yesterday. If you haven't seen them, they're all on my Film My Run channel. So the YouTube channel that I use for these live streams is called Zwift Live. But any Zwift videos that are kind of recorded, tutorials, that kind of thing, they go on the Film My Run channel. So go and have a look at the Film My Run YouTube channel, and there is a massive playlist of how to run on Zwift videos, tutorial videos. Right, so we've given Kyle a ride on. Let's give Koffler a ride on as well. And so Steen is in 6th place. Scherlinger, 43rd place. And I am in 33rd place. I'm not racing now. So, right, 1 more kilometre, or like 600 more metres at this pace. Lander, thank you.
Right on.
And then I'll up it to 11 kilometres per hour. We will end up at about 14 or 15 by the end, but that's not racing pace. That's just kind of, getting it a bit faster towards the end. There's 2.5 kilometres done. I'm resisting putting the fan on as well. Just burn some sweat off in here, in this hot shed quarters. Oh, I forgot about that. When you run on the track, those big kilometre signs, of course, they're ready. That's ready for me when I come round the next time, isn't it? 400 metres from now. Be a bit. That's a bit distracting. That I might take them off actually. Sabrina Curtil, aged 36, from France, level 6, has run 62 kilometres today. I'm running at 14 kilometres per hour. Okay, 14 kilometres per hour is pretty fast for 62 kilometres. Interesting. Not round the track, I assume. I assume they're somewhere else on the circuit. Jonathan Coss is just pointing that out. Jay Smith, thank you.
Right on.
And Jonathan Austin, thank you.
Right on.
Oh, 62 kilometres in total on Zwift. Oh, okay. All right, I see. So, where is Curtil now then? Sabrina Curtil. Is she the one who's in the lead? I'll have a look for her. Oh, I see. Yes, she is the one that I identified earlier on. Yeah. Got you. Okay, 5 kilometres left. So let's bump it up to 11 now. Just a little bit faster. Yes, Vidar, you can do 4K on Zwift. I mean, all you have to have is either Apple TV 4K or a computer that is capable of running 4K video and a TV that's capable of showing it. So my computer is probably capable of doing 4K, but my TV is not a 4K TV. So says ride on, thank you.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
And Mikhail Georgi, thank you.
Right on.
And Kevin, thank you.
Right on.
Ryan, do you know what? I thought exactly that. Ryan says this tune that's playing now, the intro sounds like a Coldplay song. Yes, absolutely does. And that's what made me like it, I think. Chords are exactly the same and the piano sound is exactly the same, isn't it? George, thank you.
Right on. Nice.
So, about 25 minutes left. We're basically just running around the Mayfield track in Watopia in stage 3 of the tour of Watopia. M. Tate, thank you.
Right on.
And I am doing this purely to get extra XP points, because when you do one of the... Oh, blimey, he's going quick. Rico, 3:29 per kilometre. Good grief. He's going mad. There's Rico, doing 18 kilometres per hour. And he's done 200 metres. What is that all about? No heart rate. Of course there's no heart rate, but we do have steps per minute. Interesting. And the steps per minute is fluctuating, and so is the speed. So maybe he is real. I'll give him a ride on, give him the benefit of the doubt. But that's pretty quick. I hope he's not expecting to catch. He must have had a technical dropout, and he's now trying to catch up. But he's going pretty quick. I haven't checked out who Mo is following, no. None of the usual suspects on his list. Interesting, I'll have a look. I think I did look at who he was following at one point actually, but I can't remember. Anyway, that's Rico, who is currently blasting his way through the field. But he's only done 600 metres so far. We'll keep an eye on him. Carol, do not encourage me. I am not racing. I have told you this. That's very remiss of you. Do not encourage me to go faster. I am supposed to be going nice and slow and having a gentle recovery run. Keeping my heart rate, ideally in zone 2 and zone 3 for the entire run. Maybe creeping to zone 4 for the last kilometre. But that is it. There's Kurtil there, look. Going at 4:25 per kilometre. So apparently a level 6 runner currently has only done 62 kilometres, maybe 63 or 4 now, on Zwift from France. And she's pushing it out, isn't she? Sabrina, 36 years old. She's currently in 6th place overall, but in a minute, all the Group B runners are going to stop. What do the Group B runners do? Is it 4? Carol's just said wimp. The Group B runners, are they in 4 kilometres, 5 or 6? What are they doing? Is it 6? Right, Rico is now doing 3 minutes. He's doing 19 kilometres an hour. Do we believe him? Anybody believe Rico? 187 steps per minute. You see, his speed is all over the place, which makes me think it might be a foot pod, and he might be for real. And steps per minute is fluctuating as well, so he could be real. Benefit of the doubt. So back to me, but he is flying. Magnus Tate, good evening to you. Right, 4.5 kilometres, I'll bump it up a little bit. Right, so B are doing 5k. So it won't be long and most of the B runners will disappear. Although maybe the placings don't change. And you have to wait till you get to the end, don't you? To find out what position you're in, I think. So we're just hitting into zone 3 now, look. And Miguel Casado, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
Right, let's jump up a little bit. 11.5 kilometres an hour. And the idea is to try and stay in zone 2 as long as possible. I have a feeling we'll probably get into zone 3 in a minute for a permanent length of time. So Anthony Lester says that Rico dropped out at 3 kilometres and then has rejoined. He's now done 2 more kilometres. Yeah, I know we saw him at the beginning, didn't we? Because he was saying Spanish people are here. So I guess we have to say maybe he is running in real life. How long can he keep that kind of pace up though? I mean, it's perfectly doable pace for a good runner. For a really good fast runner, 18 kilometres an hour is perfectly reasonable. Remember, I always say Eliud Kipchoge ran the marathon doing 21 kilometres an hour for 2 hours. So, but you know, even for a reasonably good lower elite runner, 18 kilometres per hour solid is perfectly doable. So Anthony did the 5k and he also did stage 2 at 6 o'clock today as well. So good for him. Done a nice day's work today. Cheers, Anthony.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
And yeah, Jonathan's just reminding me, Pat Smith. I won't forget that now, though. Pat Smith is 12 seconds behind me. So he's doing okay. Pat Smith often brings up the rear. He has the red beacon in the Fartlek Friday runs with Ryan Downey on a Friday. So that's tomorrow. So I think we'll probably be doing that tomorrow. 5k done. Thank you, Alexander Main Guy.
Ride on!
For your ride on. And Eric Min, the boss of Zwift. Thanks for your ride on.
Ride on!
3 kilometres left. There's Ungerman stood around, wondering what's going on. It's so easy to get set up with Zwift running. Here's what you need. Firstly, access to a treadmill. It could be at home or at the gym, but any treadmill will work with Zwift. To get you moving in game, we need a speed source. Traditionally, we use a foot pod, like the Zwift pod or the Stride. But you can also use the Run Smart treadmill sensor, your Apple Watch, one of the newer Garmin watches, the TSS app, and if you have a smart treadmill, your treadmill will connect directly to Zwift without the need for another device. Now simply download the Zwift app onto a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. Finally, pair your speed source in the app. Pairing heart rate from your watch or a chest strap is also a great addition to Zwift. And that's it. You're all set up for solo runs, solo or group workouts, challenges and real-time racing on Zwift with people from all over the world. So Jonathan Cost is just confirming Rico is genuine, because he runs with Darren Van Dit a lot, so he's perfectly capable of doing those speeds, and he's still going at 3:10 per kilometre, trying to catch up. Obviously had a technical dropout, so I'm glad I wasn't racing because I wouldn't have kept up with him. Sussex Geezer, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
And Kurtil has upped the pace now as well. She's going for it. Right, when we get to 6 kilometres, I will up it to 12 kilometres per hour. And I am chilled, I am relaxed, quite happy. Definitely in zone 3 though now, look, 140 per kilometre, 140 BPM. That'd be good, wouldn't it, 140 per kilometre? I'd like to go that fast. Wilson, thank you very much.
Right on.
And Zoog as well, thank you.
Right on.
Really hot in here. There's another 20 XP, come on. Let's get those XP points built up in the background. Olsen, thank you.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
And Sisuthan.
Right on.
Okay, let's go.
Nice.
Carl Watts must be getting near the end of his run now. Where's my... Yeah, Kyle's got 250 metres to go. And then he's done heart rate of 160. Well done to Kyle. Wow. So Rico's 10k time is around 33 minutes, so he is a quick runner. Right, we're at 6 kilometres done. So let's bang it up to 12 kilometres an hour now. 2k to go. Like 10 minutes worth of running left. Still staying in zone 3. Want to keep it in zone 3 today. Vidar says my son's going to be an internet star. He's currently well into Fortnite and he's trying to improve so that he can one day, he wants to take part in the Fortnite World Championships. Andrew Cutmore, cheers, buddy.
Right on.
And Austin, thank you.
Right on. Nice.
Right, we'll do a little more work in a minute. I'm not putting the fan on. I'm refusing to put the fan on. It's really hot in here, so hopefully I can sweat a bit, burn off a few extra calories in the heat. Right, 12 and a half. Christoph, cheers, buddy.
Right on.
JBD has had a dropout from Spain, just up ahead. So we probably want to finish in the top 30, don't we? Top half of the draw. It's called, I'll tell you what it's called in a minute, Ryan. Let me just think. It's something that I want, or something like that. A love like that, or something like that. That's what it's called. Someone I can care for. Someone I can, something, it's something like that. Vetterman, thank you.
Right on.
Ryan is just confused that he's trying to work out what one of the songs reminds him of. RJ, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
Right, let's push it up to 13 at the end of this kilometre. 1 kilometre left. So we'll go 13 and then 14 for the last 500 metres. Oh, I don't know if we're going to make the top 30. Might have to settle for 31st. I'm not racing. I am not going to race. I've said we'll go at 13. And then when it gets to 7.5, we'll go at 14. Brian Dell, thank you.
Right on.
And that is it. Another 20 XP. Double XP points for Tour of Watopia. If you want to jump on, there's a few more left tonight. Steenrod, thank you.
Right on. Nice.
Lee.
Right on.
I'll find it for you, Ryan, afterwards. Ryan, it's called Something Just Like This. Coldplay, Something Just Like This. Right, nearly there. And we've made it into 30th position. JBD's been having a terrible time. Hi, Daniel. Oh, just made it into 29th as well. Where's my mouse? There it is. So 14th in Group A. Right, so Daniel, hello. Patrick Tan says, I'm done for today on my recovery boots now. So I can run like a what tomorrow? Is it a chicken? Run like a chicken tomorrow? And Kyle Watts, seen you on the track this evening. Yes, Carl, had a good run. I was in the same race as you, except you were doing the shorter version. Well done. Ryan Downey says, on another note... Hang on. Ryan Downey says, on another note, I think I'm going to train more with my hydration vest. Even with snacks and a litre of water, it really slows me down. Well, yeah, if you are... I suppose the point about doing that is if you are going to do ultra runs or trail marathons where you are going to wear a hydration vest, then it's a good idea to train with it. I mean, no two ways about it, and always doing weighted runs is a good idea as well, so that when you take the weight off and you do a flat 10k or 5k, you'll be quicker. Weighted runs are great, and training with the equipment that you're going to run with is also a great thing to do. So 14th position for my easy, relaxed 8k today. That was nice. Jonathan Cost says, who was first? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, come on, mouse. A mouse won't work, will it? That's typical. Oh. Got sweat all over my mouse, that's the problem. Turn it off, turn it back on again. No, oh, here we go. Can I do it with 2 fingers? Oh, it's just not working. Come on. Right, fan on, and I'll blow it against the... I turned the fan on when I finished just to cool me down a bit. Let's just try and get this working. Right, there we go. Yeah, so Kurtil won it, Rico didn't make it, only got into second. He was gunning for it though, wasn't he? But I don't know how that works. I mean, this happened to me the other day, that I started one of the runs a little bit late. Not very late, I missed about 200 metres of the run, but I was still included in the results at the end. And that's what's happened here with Rico. But Rico missed, well, he did 3 kilometres and then he ducked out with, obviously, must have been a technical failure, and has come back in. Now, Don't know how that works really. Maybe it did add it together. I don't know. Anyway, he made it into second. Steen was third. Tangvig fourth. Sarantis in fifth. Koffler in sixth. Shapiro in seventh, and Chiron in eighth. Well done to those guys. Give them a ride on. Give everybody a ride on. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for the chat. Rico dropped out at 4.6 again. What was going on there? Oh well, anyway. Well, he's on the results, so who knows? He must have gone through the finish line at some point. He was going pretty quick. Thanks for the chat, guys. Much appreciated. Sorry it wasn't a very exciting stream today. Just, you know, I mean, you had this.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Brand new from Film My Run. Oh, let's just walk to. Come on. Oh, pressed it wrong again. Hang on. Press it again. Come on. Right, we'll just walk to 0.25 just to get the points. And what else have you had new? Oh yeah, you've had the new video, the new basic instructions video. So I hope you like that. But it's teaching you to suck eggs, isn't it? Really, to be honest, you all know this stuff. It's just the new people. John Heffelwhite, just missed your vid. Do you want me to drop it again, just for the sake of it? Here you go. Look. It's so easy to get set up with Zwift running. Here's what you need. Firstly, access to a treadmill. It could be at home or at the gym, but any treadmill will work with Zwift. To get you moving in game, we need a speed source. Traditionally, we use a foot pod, like the Zwift pod or the Stride. But you can also use the Run Smart treadmill sensor, your Apple Watch, one of the newer Garmin watches, the TSS app, and if you have a smart treadmill, your treadmill will connect directly to Zwift without the need for another device. Now simply download the Zwift app onto a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. Finally, pair your speed source in the app. Pairing heart rate from your watch or a chest strap is also a great addition to Zwift. And that's it. You're all set up for solo runs, solo or group workouts, challenges and real-time racing on Zwift with people from all over the world. There you go. Right. So, Ryan, did you get that song? It's by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay, and it's called Something Just Like This. So that's what that song sounds like. I'm almost certain it is. I'm off. Using just the Garmin watch to connect does really work. Yeah, well... I've not found the Garmin watch disconnecting. I've tried it a few times, and it's pretty good. I mean, it depends how close your device is to your watch. I've tried it a few times, connecting through my watch, and it seems to work all right. The only problem is wrist-based movement is not great for speed, so you will have to calibrate the watch in Zwift to make it a little bit better. Ideally, what you do is you use a foot pod and you go through your watch, and that's for people who want to record the run on their watch as well as on Zwift. Some people like to have like a double backup. I mean, you're not going to lose your run on Zwift. It's going to be there in the back in the file system. But some people are nervous and they record the run on the watch as well. So for them, it's really good. They get their foot pod, goes through the watch and then into Zwift. Anyway, right, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Friday Fartlek. Probably we'll join Ryan for that. Probably, almost certainly that, unless something catches my eye. And then next week I think I will do that GTN track session next week, because we won't have any tour of Watopia next week. So that's it. Take care, guys. Thanks for the chat. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.